Whilst other critics waste their time on trivial matters like film, food or art, one man dares to review all facets of life at your behest. In life's labyrinth of choices, there is someone you can turn to.
I'm Myles Barlow. Welcome to Review. You're watching Review with Myles Barlow, the show where I review anything. Coming up on the program, lock up your daughters as I play wingman to an unsavoury chap. And later, bon voyage as I take a holiday to the heart of uncertainty. But first, Crystal Wilson of Pepperfield writes, Dear Myles, I'm really attracted to my best friend's boyfriend. It's totallywrong.com, but I can't help it. He's just so yummy. He's always checking me out, so I know I could steal him if I wanted to. I don't want to hurt Renee, but she stole him from Sophie anyway, so maybe it's just karma. Would it be worth losing Renee's friendship for this guy? Crystal. Crystal's conundrum may appear to be about love, but in fact, it's about stealing. So just what drives one to appropriate another's property?
Stealing can often arise out of necessity, and whilst I could have easily afforded this simple item, the fact that I've gotten away with it has left me with a certain sense of achievement.
New comb?
No, I've had this for a long time. It's been sitting in my drawer. I haven't used it. It's not new.
Several days later, and the feelings of guilt from Actus Reus have really begun to set in. But like a child on a ferry staring at the ocean below, a voice was telling me to do it again.
Oh, just the paper, please. Good, thanks. Thank you. No, it's fine.
I couldn't believe that I'd done it again. This time, it was something I didn't even need. But it didn't matter. There was something else driving me now. Not necessity, not want, but a spine-tingling thrill. I began to feel more and more comfortable with the idea of stealing, with little to no regard as to what it was that I stole. If the opportunity was there, I took it. The more brazen I became, the more fun I had. And I couldn't stop.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Would you like a hand carrying your bags?
Thank you very much.
It's okay. Oh, they're heavy, aren't they?
They are, thank you very
Would you like me to take your handbag as well?
No, thanks, that's fine.
Okay.
Just down here.
I'm sorry.
Myles, have you seen my diamond earrings with the rose gold? What is all that?
That's just a few things I thought we might need.
I'd reached the despicable low of even stealing from my own family.
Hey there, darling, where are your school shoes? Where have you looked in the kitchen? Could I give you a hand here with the balaclava?
Actually, I think I might leave it for now. I just leave it for now. Keep looking.
Yeah,
All right.
let
Thanks
you do the
very
rest,
much.
though. No
Cheers.
problem.
Thank you.
The thrill I'd once experienced from petty theft was now beginning to diminish. In order to increase the rush, I needed to raise the stakes.
How much?
$300 and I'll throw in a box of shells too.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, got some 12 gauge in the front.
All right. Thanks. coins. Give me the coins too. Come on, get a bag. Follow me. What's that, Slurpee? Yeah. All right, give me a cola. A cola now. And a straw. Give me a straw. All right, milk.
Armed robbery was proving to be significantly more exciting. It's empowering to embrace a lawless anarchy.
All of them.
I made the rules now.
The dirty ones. What's this? What does this do? No. What are these dim sims like? Crap. All right, what about the fish fingers?
Not too bad.
All right. That camera. All right, I want it. I want that camera. Okay, put me down. Put me down. How does that look? What about that one? Yep. Get him in the bag, you idiots! Hey, excuse me. Hello? Yes? Can I help you?
Bay 4.
How much was it? Just give me 50. All right, get down. On the ground now. Get your clothes off. Lock the doors. You too, round here now. Hurry up, get your clothes off. I want them too. What size are you? Who told the police? Stop, police! Danger suspect on foot on Coventry Street. Hang in the back. Stop! Stop! Come on now. Stop, police! You okay? You okay, madam?
Stealing is a reprehensible, dishonest act of exhilaration and daring. And like a staircase leading to the top of a never-ending lighthouse, it can quickly spiral out of control. The higher I climbed, the more giddy I became. And once I'd stolen the light bulb itself, I stumbled about in an orgy of kleptomania as ships of moral decency came to grief on the rocks below. Embracing anarchy and ignoring morality became frighteningly normal, causing me to chuckle callously at the poor shipwrecked sailors trying to clamber up the cliffs of consequence, while I soared to freedom high above them on a hang glider of corruption. Luckily for me, I was able to evade punishment. But Crystal, if you do give in to this spine-tingling thrill ride and steal Renee's boyfriend, be warned that the pilfering may not stop there. Stealing is an iniquity of unexpected excitement, which is why I'm giving it 3 stars.
Yes? No, no. Running out your partner. A frustrating, demoralising act of confusion. 1 star. Sorry, Joe.
I recently spoke to Darren Greenwood of Coonawarra, who lamented that his best mate Neil had become something of a liability. Recently, at Darren's 21st birthday party, Neil groped Darren's mother on the buttocks. Apparently this sort of, quote, dickhead behaviour has become Neil's modus operandi of late and seems to be getting worse. Darren is now in a quandary as to whether he should persist with the friendship or sever all ties with Neil immediately. Darren, it's an issue that speaks to the very core of our nation. Should one endure a dickhead mate?
I knew it was you who called the cops work! You bastard!
It seems I'd found my man.
Russell? Russell Jensen?
Yeah?
Miles. Myles Barlow from high school?
Oh, yeah.
Could I buy you another beer?
You're not a faggot, are you, Miles?
No.
Fortunately, dickheads have a high rotation of friends.
I feel this wet sensation on my balls and I'm thinking...
There's often a vacancy, and I can see why.
I turn around, there's a black Labrador licking my nuts.
It's only been 15 minutes, yet already I'm finding Russell self-indulgent, deluded, and tedious.
What? What did you say? Nothing. Bald faggot.
Gentlemen, please!
Pound pounding you and pounding you and pounding you and pounding you. I don't think it was going to stop, mate. It was awesome. You know, but seriously, Myles, thanks for stepping in, mate. You're a good bloke.
You're welcome.
Right?
Over the coming weeks, I spent a lot of time with Russell, yet it was hard to actually form a true friendship.
You fancy a sausage roll?
More often than not, he was simply a burden, an unpleasant, unrelenting annoyance.
Well,
I'm
watch
terribly
out, Myles,
sorry,
come on.
and a constant source of embarrassment. Just here, thank you, driver.
Go, Myles, run! Run, 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 run! Go, Myles!
Like most dickheads, Russell is an inherently selfish person, pursuing his own puerile satisfactions at the expense of anyone unfortunate enough to cross his path. The lack of rhyme nor reason for Russell's offensive behaviour seemed to be in direct correlation with his total lack of shame.
Pull your pants up.
On the odd occasion, I was amused by Russell in a lowbrow, juvenile sort of way.
You shot him with thongs.
Yes, very good. But these moments were fleeting, quickly usurped by a pungent cupcake or a painful sack slap. One unexpected benefit was a newfound appreciation for time spent alone. The relief was wonderful. But then, something very odd happened. Inexplicably, I'd found the word poo somehow amusing. Russell, where are we going?
Woo! Surfers paradise, baby! Schoolies, woo! Wind down your window, mate. Wind down your window. Show us your tits! Oh, they fucking love that, mate.
Guess they seem to be enjoying it.
Schoolies on the Gold Coast. For dickheads or toolies such as Russell, a veritable holy grail, the highlight of their year.
Hello, ladies, how you going?
This is a toolie.
Can I buy you a drink? What are you doing?
No.
No, girls? Oh, come on. Just remain calm and cool, mate. Calm and cool. It's all cool. Don't worry about it, Myles. Hey, look, I've just got to go in there.
So there's no
look,
way
come
I
on.
can let you in tonight?
And my little kid brother's in there, all right? You know, he gets himself into a lot of trouble, you know?
If you give me his name, I'll go and find him.
No, that's fine, we're going.
Fucking fat bitch. Fuck him. There is no other entrance, all right? That's it, we're fucked.
After this setback, Russell seeks to console himself with alcohol. And from here, the night quickly deteriorates.
Australians all in us, rejoice, for we are young and free.
Bust.
Undeterred by this stinging headache of regret, Russell continues on his unrelenting quest.
Do all three of them like you wouldn't believe. You keep saying that. We've been here for 2 hours now.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I was reckon you could buy us a bottle of vodka. You can keep the change.
I don't think so. We
what's
don't
your
really.
name?
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, look, I'll buy you some vodka, but on one condition.
So you've finished school then?
Yeah.
Must be a relief.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you like a chip?
I'm good.
No? I might have one. So.
I think that's enough.
It's never enough, mate. It's
There
never
we go.
enough.
Cheers.
Well, this is becoming extremely awkward and possibly illegal.
Yes, I'll have a beer. Thanks, Russell.
But somehow, Russell manages to turn it around. The girls seem to be warming to his unsophisticated charm.
Kelly, you up next.
Okay.
Come on, Kelly.
Queen. Girl skull.
Girl skull,
And
yeah.
I must admit, so was I.
Skull, Myles. That's it, mate. Go, skull me. Skull, 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 skull.
Despite my initial reservations about Russell being a dickhead, I'm really letting myself go and having the time of my life.
Myles, it's your turn. 주소래.
Dare. Having a dickhead for a friend can be an enormous burden. However, there's an even greater risk lurking in the nearby bushes. And even though you've camped at this spot many times before, you fail to see the obvious warning signs such as the growling and the missing sausages. Of course, I refer to the risk of becoming a dickhead yourself, which certainly happened in my case. And while it's convenient to blame alcohol for my metamorphosis, that's really like blaming the lion for eating the gazelle when I never should have sat them at the same end of the table. But once I'd accepted my fate, I became seduced by the liberating, unbridled joy of what is a tremendously uplifting lifestyle. So Darren, I suggest you put your hang-ups aside and embrace Neil's blueprint for a life of reckless enjoyment. 4 stars.
Right, give me your wallets. Hey, hey, hey! Pat, what are you doing? Bushranging, while profitable in the late 19th century, is now a highly ineffective venture. 1 star. Hey, what are you doing? No. So we're never going to get any money if you keep... Go that way. Trot.
And now it's time for our letter of the week. This week's letter comes from Rod Crompton of Cobar, who writes, Dear Myles, I'm supposed to be going to my mate's birthday party next weekend. The problem is, he lives a long way from me, and the only way to get there is by car. Yes, I have a car, but it's out of rego, and I don't have enough to register the bastard. I don't want to miss my mate's party, as it's going to be sick as. But I also don't want to get busted. What do you reckon? Thanks, Rod. It's a very valid point, Rod. Is taking a risk really worth it? I'd always found the term drug mule to be a crude, indignant phrase, but this label seemed apt. The long, desperate faces did indeed resemble starving mules.
Looking pretty spiffy, mate.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name?
Myles Barlow.
Oh, take a seat. Right, there's your plane ticket. There's a number in there for the guy to call at the other end. $1,000 cash. You're in this now, you realise? You're in this. There's no turning back, you get the job done, or there'll be hell to pay, you understand?
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes. I'm sorry. Weren't you in Rabbit Proof Fence?
The movie? Now you're a drug dealer, are you?
Yeah, well, things don't always turn out the way they should, do they?
No.
No, they don't.
After calling the contact I'd been given, I now had to find an address in a maze of foreign people, cars and streets.
Favourite film? You on your own. You on your own.
I understand.
Heroin. Enough to land me in jail for life in Australia, or worse if I get caught here.
When taking a risk, one must consider both sides of the equation. If I'm successful, I'll be buying a jet ski. However, if not, I could be facing execution or life inside a prison such as this.
In an effort to take my mind off it, I take a stroll along the lake, trying to get my fraying nerves under control.
Hey, you were at Tony's the other night.
Yes, I was. Oh, you were at Tony's as well?
Yeah.
Oh, Myles.
Ricardo.
Mercado, pleased to meet you. Fellow mule Ricardo told me the heart-wrenching story of what had driven him to take such a risk, to afford an operation for his sick mother. Do you want to go on one of those ducks? Spending time with Ricardo was a wonderful distraction for us both. Rubber-proof fence, have you seen it? It's terrible.
Cheers.
It's the morning of our flight home. Fear has gripped me so tightly by the throat that I'm having trouble swallowing these.
Myles, I can't do this. I can't swallow them.
After much deliberation, Ricardo decides to strap the drugs to his body. A decision he would soon regret.
What's going on? What are you doing? Listen, there's been some misunderstanding. Where are you taking us? Who told you? I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have drugs.
I can make it very difficult.
I think we should talk to the embassy.
Hey, I am the embassy here.
Well, suddenly my dream of a jet ski seems all but run aground. Why had I taken such a foolish risk?
I don't know anything about that.
Just tell me the truth right now.
Please. I don't even know him, all right? I met him this morning at the hotel and we were going to get a cab to the airport together. That's all.
Take off your clothes, Myles.
What?
Now, take off your clothes. Hurry, hurry. Bring over.
My sense of relief at this point defies mortal description.
Airport?
They found nothing, and all I can think about now is getting home. I felt a huge sense of achievement having made it past customs and onto the plane. But my ordeal was far from over. My digestive system had progressed much further than I'd counted on. Here we go, the final hurdle. As you can see, with great risk can come great reward. And while ultimately I ended up cutting sick on my new jet ski, it wasn't always so radical. The harrowing prospect of spending a life in a foreign prison or worse was a constant source of panic and stress. At times, this was enormously invigorating, akin to running naked around the rim of an erupting volcano before plunging into an icy stream. But my skin soon began to prune amidst icicles of trepidation. And before I knew it, my body was frostbitten with nerves as I yearned for summer to arrive and thaw the glaciers of anxiety. The relief at having succeeded left me feeling cocky and overconfident. And although it could have quite easily gone the other way, the fact remains that it didn't. So Rod, if you're feeling confident, I'd say go for it. 4 stars. Coming up next week, sunstroke, nanotechnology, feigning interest, and I start a bushfire. All that and more next time on Review.